So direct sa to ang next topic para sa to ang non-objective test or Math 119. So direct sa chapter 7 and 8. So last topic na rin siya for our finals para sa non-objective test. So over the past few years, there has been a general dissatisfaction over the results of traditional standardized objective tests. So kung naka-remember mo sa chapter 6, chapter 5, di ba nag-discuss man tag mga traditional standardized objective tests. Di ba kay more on computations jud na siya kung sa results sa students, written exams, inana. Concerted efforts have therefore had been expanded to find alternative assessment mechanism of measuring educational outcomes and processes and measure more complex processes in education. So for example, a multiple choice test had been criticized because they purport- purportedly are unable to measure complex problem solving skills, are hopeless in measuring processes that occur in daily classroom activities. Gauge the process involved the accomplishing the task performance and to examine learners' application skills rather than the superficial learning of the material. Educators have therefore focused their attention to finding alternative assessment methods that would hopefully address these difficulties with the traditional methods of objective assessment. Performance-based assessment is the alternative. That is one of the alternative assessment technique that has been proposed. So, kung familiar mo sa performance-based assessment, so dili siya written. Diba kay performance. So, example, kung subject nimo kay PE, or di ba sa PE kay performance-based. Okay, so sa math related, depende kung mag-project ka or magpa-gamit ka sa mga activities involving projects sa math, like geometry, dira, mogamit pa sa performance-based. Aside sa written exams. Okay, so kay performance-based assessment, procedures believe that the best way to gauge a students or pupil competency in the certain task is through observation and situ or on-site. Such a belief appears consistent with the constructivist philosophy in education often taught in courses in philosophy of education. So actually, sa mga kasagara ng mga teachers, no, depende sa subject, kay ganahan pod sila og performance-based assessment, no, depende on sa imong ipabuhat sa students in their activities or projects or dancing ba or naa sila performance na buhaton like drama or singing. It's up to you, no? Kay na yung mga uban sa math modern world kay ang performance based nila kay math dance, di ba? Nagbuhat og video clips through math dance, di ba? So depende na nimo sa imong gusto ipa-project sa students kung gusto nimo performance based, no? So sa performance based test is designed to assess students on what they know, what they are able to do, and learning strategies they employ in the process of demonstrating it. Yun nga, kung sa math related, depende on yung topic ninyo sa math, then kung sa imo ang gusto ipa-performance based sa ilaa, make sure related sa topic na gusto nato, no? So many people have noted serious limitation of performance-based tests and their vulnerability towards subjectivity in scoring and creating or providing a real or closer to the task environment for assessment purpose. However, the concerns for subjectivity may be addressed simply by automating the test. So actually, in performance-based, dili pwede nga magbuot-buot lang ka nga si gusto ni mga score mo imong ihatag over 100 inanay mong pag-scoring. So naa jud tay mga criteria or rubrics kung familiar jud mo no nga mo mao nang nata i-follow. Okay, criteria for judging inana. So diri sa performance-based test, there are many testing procedures that are classified as performance tests with a generally agreed upon definition that these tests are assessment procedures that require students to perform a certain task or activity or perhaps solve complex problem. So for example, it suggests assessing portfolios. Kana, pwede pod. Kung mabuhat mo og mga portfolios in related sa math, scrapbooks, inana, related sa math, ipa-project nimo sa mga students. Okay? Students work over time, students demonstration, hands-on execution of experiments by students, and students work in simulated environments. This actually daghan kay klase nga gusto nimo ipa-perform sa students. Okay? Like three-dimensional na mga projects, yun nga, diorama, pwede ka mag-origami ba, or depende nimo sa gusto ni pabuhat sa students. Okay? So, as students work simulated environments, such an approach falls under category of portfolio assessment. So that is keeping records of all tasks successfully and skillfully performed by students. So kanang sa performance based dira na jud makita ang usa ka creative jud ang student, okay? Saka skillfully labi na nga di ba mga students kay multi intelligence man ta. Not all students bright og math. So imo jud nga i-maximize unsa ila ang talent as long as related lang sa math. So kung gusto nimo nga perform sila like singing, why not pakanta nimo nga related sa math or dancing sa kinesthetics nila related sa math dance inana. Okay? So according to Merens, performance testing is not new. In fact, various types of performance-based tests were used even before the introduction of multiple choice testing. So for instance, the following are considered performance testing procedures. There's performance tasks, rubric scoring guides, and exemplars of performance. So natay tulo ka buok, okay, that performance testing procedure. So first mo na to i-discuss kay ang performance task. Performance task, students are required to draw on the knowledge and skills they possess and to reflect upon them for use in the particular task at hand. Not only are the students expected to obtain knowledge from a specific subject or subject matter, but they are in fact required to draw on knowledge and skills from other discipline in order to fully realize the ideas needed in doing a task. Normally, the task requires students to work on projects that yield a definite output or product. Kasagara ka ba kay kung performance task kay pwede by group, may grupo nimo sila, no? And the students required to work on that project para makabuhat og definite output or product, or perhaps following a process which tests their approach in solving a problem. So in many instances, the task required a combination of two approach. Okay, so of course, the essential idea in performance tasks is that students or pupils learns optimally by actually doing the task, which is a constructivist philosophy. So make sure familiar pa taning word na constructivist philosophy. Kung nakakuha kang mga subject na mga education subjects, ma-discuss na siya. Okay, as in any other test, the task needs to be consistent with the intended outcomes of the curriculum and the objectives of instruction and must require students to manifest what they know and the process by which they came to know it. So sa performance based na to, make sure nga consistent, nag-follow siya sa curriculum, sa objectives na to. Okay, syempre, teachers, we have following objectives or instructions nga i-follow ng mga students. So in addition, performance-based test requires that tasks involve examining the process as well as the products of the student learning. Next na pod nato kay ang rubrics and exemplars. So modern assessment methods tend to use rubrics to describe students' performance. So dira dayon, okay, pag gamit ka rubrics, dira naton i-rate ang student skills, okay, siya knowledge, creativity, ayan, importante ang rubrics. Okay, labi na kung magtudlo mo sa high school, especially sa mga performance nila, naa jud na rubrics, di jud na mawala. That is nothing but a scoring method that lists the criteria for a piece of work or what counts. For example, purpose, precision, details, voice, mechanics are often what count in a piece of writing. It also articulates gradations of quality for each criterion, from excellent to poor. There is no definition found in the dictionary for rubrics, but it has come to be universally accepted and so also use the term in this book. So accordingly, Perkins provide the example of rubrics scoring for students' invention and list the criteria and gradations of quality for verbal, written, or graphic reports on students' inventions. So yun nga, sa rubrics, dapat na-adjud tayo mga gina-follow or criteria sa performance sa students. Kaya depende ha sa ikaw magbuhat sa criteria. Then, butangan pa nimo percentages sa rubrics. So, we have here shown in the figure below or here in the right side as a prototype of rubric scoring. So, prototype lang ni siya. Actually, kung ikaw na magtudlo sa mga students, mo buhat pod kag rubrics or in college, especially kung magtudlo kag mga PE, okay, or anything na yung mga involves performance, na jud na siya yung rubrics. Rubrics list the criteria in the column on the left, kani siya, on the left, the report must explain the purpose of the invention. Kay labi na sa butang nato sa mga engineering, no, natay mga projects like inventions. Depende yun silang inventions like robots ba or anything machines involved. Ikita nila ang skills related in engineering. So, sa rubrics, syempre, naatay number one, purpose of invention, features or parts of invention and how they help it serve its purpose. Number three, the pros and cons of the design. And number four, how the design connects to the other things past, present, and future. So the rubrics could easily include criteria related to presentation style and effectiveness, the mechanics of written pieces, and the quality of the invention itself. The four columns to the right, we have here the quality, four columns, kani siya, mga column na to, of the criteria describe varying degrees of quality from excellent to poor. So from excellent, so kaniyang mga excellent hantot nga poor. So na-adjud na siya ay decreasing, okay, for the degree of quality. So there are many reasons for seeming popularity rubric scoring in the Philippine school system. So first, they are very useful tools for both teaching and evaluation of learning outcomes. Rubrics have the potential to improve students' learning out okay, rubrics have potential to improve students' performance as well as monitor it by clarifying students' expectation and by actually guiding the students how to satisfy these expectations. So that's the first one na i-explain diri. Sa second naman, rubric seems to allow students to acquire wisdom in judging and evaluating the quality of their own work. Okay, kung may project or naa sila pabuhaton, make sure to assess or evaluate their own work in relation to the quality of the work of the other students. Several experiments involving the use of rubrics, students progressively became more aware of the problems associated with their solution to a problem, with a problem inherent in the solution of other students. So in other words, rubrics increase students' sense of responsibility and accountability. This is very important, especially kung magpa-performance task jud ka. Mas ang mga important ang responsibility and accountability to increase student sense nila in the rubrics. So third rubrics naman nato are quite efficient and tend to require less time for the teachers in evaluating students' performance. Students tend to find by the time a piece has been self and peer assessed according to the rubric, they have a little left to say about it. When they have something to say, they have often simply circle an item in the rubric rather than struggling to explain the flaw or strength they have noticed and figure out what to suggest in terms of improvement. So, ang ginabuhat lang dire is just to circle the item in the rubric para manotice as a teacher kaysa naman imo silang i-critic or pangitaon nimo flaw or strength they have noticed in figured out or sa pay gusto natin improve. So that's why rubrics provide students with more informative feedback about their strength and areas in the need of improvement. Finally, it is easy to understand and construct a rubrics scoring guide. Most of the items found in the rubrics scoring guide are self-explanatory and require no further help from outside experts. So we have here in the following the right side in creating rubrics. So in designing rubric scoring guide, the students need to be active involved in the process and the following steps are suggested in the literature in actually creating a rubric. So first muna nato is survey models. Students show students example of good and not so good work. Identify the characteristic that make good ones and bad ones bad. Good ones good and bad ones bad. Okay, that is what we have here. Survey models. You have to ipakita nimo sa estudyante kung ano yung mga example, good ba ni siya or bad. How about define criteria? From the discussion of the model, identify the qualities that define good work. So, imo jud ipa-assess sa student sila jud mismo mo tan-aw kung good ba ni siya, ninot ba ni siya, or dili ang ilang gibuhat nga model. So, inaana, agree on the levels of quality. Describe the best and worst levels of quality. Then fill in the middle levels based on your knowledge of common problems and discuss of not so good work. Next naman is practice on models. Using the agreed criteria and levels of quality, evaluate the models presented in step 1 together with the students. So kung naana mo'y na-agreed na criteria and levels of quality, let the students evaluate the model presented in step 1 kay kauban sa ila. Para pag-abot sa number 5, the use self and peer assessment. Give students their tasks as they work. Stop them occasionally for self and peer assessment. Then pagkahuman, imo na dayon silang i-revise peer assessment niya. Tagaan ni mag-task ang mga students after sa pag-assess, pagtanaw nila, nag-agree na sila sa criteria, tanaw nila kung good or bad ba ilang work. So next is revise. Always give students time to revise their work based on the feedback they get in the step 5. Makakuha man sila feedback, don't take that negative, no? Make sure nga open constructive criticism, open ta for critics. So that's why that's the time to improve your work. Okay? And then sa step 7, use teachers assessment. Use the same rubric students use to assess their work yourself. Okay? So, dire in the figure 2 shows a teacher-made rubric prepared to assess the videotape. Kasi lagi buhat dire, example ra ni videotape reading rainbow style book talks. So, pagkabuhat aning sa ilang videotape, we have here the following criteria. Did I get my audience attention? Diba then, imo dayon siyang butang ang quality from best to bad, no? So para siyang ano, Likert scale from good, neutral, then bad. Inana siya. Then yung mga following criteria dire, make sure nga coincide pod sa imo ang gibuhat nga videotape para sa criteria ma-assess nila. Did I tell what kind of book? Or did I tell something about the main character? Or did I mention the setting? Or did I tell one interesting part? Or did I tell who might like this book? Or how did I look? Or how did I sound? Kaya actually magbuhat ra ba mong inani ha? Gusto ta mo nga ma-practice pod ninyo saon pag buhat sa rubrics. Kamo jud ang mobuhat ani for the quality and sa criteria. So tips on designing rubrics. So we have here the following tips kay para maka-ideya mo kay pohon kung magtudlo na mo sa high school, you know how to design rubric. So perhaps the most difficult challenge is to clear, precise, and concise language. So, importante po na at first, the language. So in terms like creative, innovative, and other vague terms need to be avoided. So again, mo ni ang mga i-avoid nato creative, innovative, and mga vague terms. If the rubric is to teach as well as evaluate, terms like this must be defined for students. Instead of these words, try words that can convey ideas and which can be readily observed. So this is according to the seventh grade teachers, si Patricia Crosby and Pamela Hines. Okay, they solve the problem in the rubric for all our presentation by actually listing ways in which students could meet the criterion. So this approach provides valuable information to students on how to begin a talk and avoid this to define elusive terms like creative. So especially kung imo ang pabuhat sa students kay research or oral presentations, naadjud na siya rubrics. Okay? Did gain attention of the audience. That's one of the rubrics for oral presentation. Na nakagain mo siyang attention sa audience. So, syempre, magbuhat tag quality from good, neutral, bad. Importante jud na kay para ma-assess and unsa pa jud ang pwede ma-improve pa jud nato, no? So, next na to, specifying the levels of quality can often be very challenging also. No, kung ikaw na magbuhat sa rubrics, ang pag-create sa levels of quality, medyo challenging. Spending a lot of time with criteria helps, but in the end, what comes out are often subjective. There is clever technique often used to define the levels of quality. It essentially graduates the quality levels through response. Pwede ka mag-inani for the response, yes, yes but, no but, or no. For example, we have here the following example para sa rubrics evaluating a scrapbook that documents a story. So, nanapod tayo rubric, especially kung related sa math, gusto ka magpa-rubrics for the evaluating scrapbooks involving math. So, ang criteria niya gives enough details. So, kung di ka kabalo mobuhat og quality, pwede ka gumamit ng levels of quality. Kani ang guide. Yes, ay word na yes, that is the highest. Yes, I put some details, napod tayo no, but, pwede napod tayo no. So, that is an example of rubric for evaluating the scrapbook. So, example na ni siya ha, kay kamupod po ipabuhat pud ta mo ani sa ato ang sa ato ang assignment quiz exam magbuhat pud mo rubrics para maka-practice pud mo. So rubrics are skills that differentiate levels of students' performance. They contain the criteria that must be met by the students and the judgment process that will be used to rate how well students has performed. An exemplar is an example that delineates the desired characteristics of quality in ways students can understand. So we have here the following important parts of the assessment process. So we have here the well-designed rubrics include performance dimensions that are critical to successful task completion. criteria that reflect all the important outcomes of performance tasks. Next is the rating scale that provides a usable, easy interpreted scores. And next is the criteria that reflect concrete references, clear language understandable to students, parents, and other teachers. And in this summary, we can say to design problems based tests. We have to ensure that both process and end result should be tested. So para siyang pre and post, no? Pag start pa lang, pag process pa lang, and then ang end results, ang outcome, makita jud, na test jud siya. The test should be designed carefully enough to ensure that proper scoring rubrics can be designed so that the concerns about subjectivity in performance base are addressed. Indeed, this needs to be done anyway in order to automate the test. So the performance-based testing is used widely. Next na pod nato dire is ang automating performance-based test. So going by the complexity of the issues that need to be addressed in designing performance-based tests, it is clear that automating the procedure is no easy task. Dili jud siya sayon nga task. Okay, sa ato ang automating performance-based. The set of tasks that comprise a performance-based test have to be chosen carefully in order to tackle the design issues mentioned. However, automating the procedure imposes another stringent requirement for the design of the test. Okay? So actually, dili jud sayon magbuhat og rubrics, especially kaning sa performance-based tests. So in this section, we summarize that we need to keep in mind while designing an automated performance-based test. So we have seen that in order to automate a performance-based test, we need to identify a set of tasks which all lead to the solution of fairly complex problem. For the testing software to be able to determine whether a student has completed any particular task, the end of the task should be accompanied by the definite change in the system. So testing software can track this change in the system to determine whether the student has completed the task. So kani siya, mayroon tayong mga testing software to track the change in the system. That is, similar conditions applies to every aspect of the problem solving activity that we wish to test. So in this case, a set of changes in the system can indicate that the students has the desired competency. So such tracking is used widely by computer game manufacturers where evidence of a game player's competency is tracked by the system and the game player is taken to the next level of the game. So in summary, the following should be kept in mind as we design a performance-based test. So first, nato dire for the summary, each performance task problem that is used in the test should be clearly defined the terms of the performance standard, not only for the end of the result, but also the strategies used in the various stages of process. Next, nato dire, for the summary, a user need not always end up accomplishing the task. Hence, it is important to identify important milestones that the test taker reaches while solving the problem. Next, having defined the possible strategies and process and milestones, the selection of tasks that comprise the test should allow the design of good rubric for scoring. And lastly, the every aspect of problem-solving activity that we wish to test has a lead to a set of changes in the system so that the testing software can collect evidence of the student's competency. So that's actually ano na ni siya, summary sa mga tanang mga na-discuss in this chapter. Okay, especially sa performance-based, sa to ang rubrics, and exemplars. So anyway, natay mga chapter exercises. As I said, dire na po kumukuha sa inyo ang assignment quiz and exam. So make sure you answer all of this kay dire na po kumukuha. Is man lang na amoy idea. And kanipod, gusto pod na ako nga makabuhat man mo og scoring guide with this following. Okay, para at least maka-practice mo in the time nga magbuhat mo group breaks pohon sa inyo ang high school, mag-work na mo, kay ma-follow ninyo ni. Okay? So, muna natin mga example. And kanin, this is more on, ano lang siya, explanation lang. Give me the differentiation lang sa duha. As long as klaro sa ako, direct to the point. Okay, so that's it.